Let's create our first API that will return all the items from the database. In the previous video, we have already set up a new application. We have already installed the Entity Framework core. We have a database as of now with us. And to work with Get All Items API, we have to add a new model in this application. So we can create a new folder for the models. And in this model, I can add a new class. Let's give it a name book model. Hit the add button. We can copy all the properties from our data folder from this books table. And let's go back to the model class, paste all of them, save the changes. Now we have one model class in our application. We will start the implementation from the repository. So let's open this book repository first. In this book repository, let's create a new public method. Let's resolve the namespace. Here you can see that I am using the async keyword, and to return the data I am using list of book model because we are going to return all the books that are available in our database, and I am using this task over here. Why I am doing this? This is because we are going to use the async programming in this application, and whenever we have to make the communication with the database, I will always recommend to use this async programming. Now we have to write some logic over here to read the data from the database, and for that we need the DB context. We can get the instance of the DB context by using the dependency injection. And since we are dealing with the book repository, so we might have to create multiple methods in this book repository, and we will need the instance of that DB context in all the methods. So the better place to resolve the dependency is constructor. Let's get a new constructor over here. And in this constructor we can have the instance of our DB context class. Let's open the DB context class. This class is available in this data folder, bookstore context. Let's copy this name, go back to the repository class. Let's resolve the namespace also. Right click on this one, choose quick actions and refactoring, and use this method, create and assign field. If you want to update the name of your context, then you can use the underscore or any other name, and you can assign its value in this constructor. Now we will get the instance of this DB context from our application because we have registered it in the startup class. Let's have a look on the startup class also. Here at this first line you can see that by using these services we are adding the DB context, and this is the place that will provide us the instance for this DB context class. Once you have this entire setup, then getting the data is super easy. So here I can write records. We can use the context dot. Once you press the dot, then you will get all the tables that are available under this context. As of now we have only one table, the name is books. Then press dot, and we simply have to use one method, toList. Now since we are dealing with the async programming, so instead of using this toList we have to use toList async like this. Let's resolve the namespace. This async version of the toList is available under this Microsoft.Entity Framework core. By using this query, we will get the entire data of this books table in this records variable, but we are using this book model to return the data. So we have to convert this data in this book model. As of now, if you will see the detail, you can notice that it is list of books, but we have to return list of book model. So we have to convert this data from this books to the book model, and there are multiple ways for that. First approach is that you can use for each loop at this place and you can return your data. Second is you can only fetch the data directly in your book model, and that is exactly what we are going to do in this lecture. Select. Using the lambda expressions, we have to write new. The name of our model is book model. Let's paste it over here, and here we have to set the values in all the properties. First is ID. So by using x.id we can get the data. Second is title. We can use x.title, and third is description. x.description. That's it, and we can simply return this records from this method. because we are dealing with this async method, so we have to use the await keyword over here. The getAllBooks method is complete, but if you have noticed one problem over here, that we are manually converting the entire data from this books type to the book model. Let's assume we have 40 or 50 properties in our table. Then we have to write the code for all those 40 or 50 properties over here. And we definitely will have multiple tables in our database. And if you are doing this conversion task manually from one type to second type, then we will have to write lots of code. We can resolve this problem by using the AutoMapper, and we will see that concept of AutoMapper in upcoming videos. But for now, let's stick to this manual conversion. We have an interface for this book repository, so we have to write this code in the book repository also. So let's copy this method name, open this iBook repository interface, and here let's paste it. Resolve the namespace. That's it. We can remove the unnecessary namespace by right clicking over here and choose this remove and sort usings. Now here you can see we only have all the required namespaces. The task in the book repository is done. Now we have to make the changes in our books controller. Let's open the controller class. In this books controller, we will get the data from our repository. And to get the data from repository, we have to inject it over here. And we can do that simply by using the constructor injection. The name of our repository is iBook repository. Let's use it over here. Again, if you want to call your repository by using this.book repository, then that is also okay. And if you want to update your name, then you can write underscore or some other name, and you can assign the same name over here. That's it. Next task is to create a new action method that will handle the incoming HTTP request. Public async. In this task, I can write iActionResult, and here let's write getAllBooks. Now I have to get all the books from this book repository. Let's write that book repository dot get all books async, and since this is an async method, I have to use the await keyword over here. Now we will have all the data in this books variable, and we simply have to return it from this place. Let's use the HTTP verb and routing for this action method. The HTTP verb is HTTP get. Because we are getting all the records from database, so we have to use the HTTP get. And if you are using the routing with these HTTP verbs, there is no need to use the route separately. You can write your code inside this HTTP get. By using these parentheses, you can write your route. Let's assume I want to have the default route for this getAllBooks. Now we are done. Now it is time to test this API in the Postman. Let's save the changes and run this application. The application is working. Now we have to test it. Since we are dealing with the get API, so we can test it either from this browser or from the Postman. Let's first test it from the browser. Now we have to enter the proper URL for our API. The URL is, first we have to type API, then books. That's it. Press the enter button. So here you can see that we are getting some data, but if you wonder, we have not done anything in our database, still we are getting this data. Let's open the SQL Server now. So here inside this bookstore API database, inside this books table, I have added 2 records manually. Let's run this query. Here you can see this is the name of our database, and this is the query that I'm using to get all the records. So here we have 2 records in this table. Let's see what we got on the output. Here we are getting the entire data in form of JSON, and this JSON has 2 objects. This is the first object and this is the second object. Let's have a look on the properties of this JSON. First we have the ID. This is the first table ID, then the title, then the description. Similarly, we have the ID of the second book, the title and the description. Now let's test the same API from the Postman. Let's copy this URL, open the Postman. Let's paste this URL over here. We do not have to make any other change because we are already having this get method over here. Let's hit the send button. Okay, so here you can see we are having the proper formatted code, and this is the detail of first book and this is the detail of second book. Now let's debug the code and let's put a breakpoint in the controller class. This is the controller class. We can put a breakpoint over here and let's send the request again. Hit the send button. Here we go to the debugger and just hit the F10 button. Now if you want to go inside this repository also, then you can press F11 button, which is F11. So here we are inside this book repository. Let's hit the F10 button. Let's see what we got in this records variable. We have 2 records in form of book model. Let's hit the F10 button. We got same records over here in this books also, and we are returning the entire data in this OK method. Let's hit the continue button. And here we have the output. This is how the get all books is working. Now just for the testing, let's add one more data manually in the database table and let's see whether we are getting all of them or not. So here I can add one more data. Let's right click over here, choose this edit. Let's write PHP, the description. The ID is generated automatically for us. Let's close this one. Let's try to run this query. We have 3 records this time. Let's send another request from the postman. Hit the send button. Let's hit the continue button. This time you can see that we are having 3 records on the output.